We are looking at expansion of a macro that involves expansion time variables. Expansion time variables are advanced macro facilities that allows us to repeat a line more than once. Okay, so if I want a line within the macro body to be repeated more than once, then we could use the concept of expansion time variables. So let us look at how the expansion can be done. Here the first word is called as macro, which indicates the beginning of a macro. The next word, okay, the first line following this keyword macro is the name of the macro. So the name of the macro is entered into the MNT, so this is clear. Okay, then we can initialize the values of the fields in the MNT. Hash pp is initialized to 0, hash kp is initialized to 0, hash ev is initialized to 0, mdtp is initialized to 1, kpdpt is initialized to 1, and sstp is initialized to 1. Okay, now if you look at the prototype statement, okay, there are two parameters in the prototype statement. Both of them are of type positional parameters. So when we look at the first parameter ampersand x, we increment hash pp by 1 because it is a positional parameter, and we make an entry into the parameter name table, and then we increment the number by 1. The next one happens to be ampersand n, which is also a positional parameter. So we increment hash pp by 1 and we make an entry for it in the parameter name table, and we increment the pointer by 1 once we enter n into a parameter name table. Now this prototype statement has been processed. Okay, now the next statement is LCL ampersand m. So LCL is a statement that is used to declare expansion time variables. Okay, so it says that there is one expansion time variable. It is of type local to the macro in which it is defined. Okay, it is very similar to a local variable, and it's very similar to the concept of local and global variables that occur in programs. So when we see an LCL statement, that means it is an expansion time variable of type local, that is local to the function or macro that it has been defined. Okay, so we can have a global expansion time variable defined with the statement called as GBL ampersand m. If that is the case, then that variable, expansion time variable, can be accessed by all the macros that can be that are present in the program. Now what do we do with the statement LCL ampersand m? The first thing is we have found an expansion time variable, so we increment hash ev by 1 and we make an entry in evn tab. Okay, we say that we have found one variable, expansion time variable, and that is m, and after entering it we increment the pointer by 1. So when you see a statement like LCL ampersand 1, first increment hash ev value because we have found an expansion time variable, and then make its entry in evn tab. Okay, after that we've got the statement called as set. So set is basically used to initialize the value of expansion time variables. Okay, so if I want the value of the expansion time variable to be initialized to some value, then we use the statement called as set. But this statement has to be written in our MDT. Okay, now the statement was ampersand m set 0. Now ampersand m happens to be an expansion time variable, right, and at position 1. So what we write is, in MDT we will write e comma hash 1, okay, then followed by the statement set and 0. Okay, so this is how we process a set statement. Okay, next we go to the next line, okay, which says move r a register literal 0. This is a model statement that contains ordinary strings. Okay, so we write the line as it is. So we write move r a register and we write literal 0. Okay, and we increment the pointer by 1. Next we see a statement called as dot more move m a register comma ampersand x plus ampersand m. Now dot more happens to be a sequencing symbol and it appears in the label field. So first check whether dot more appears in our SSN tab. It is not there, so make an entry. So dot more is entered here. Increment the pointer by 1. Because dot more appears as a label in our statement, it appears in the label field of our statement, we also have to make an entry in SS tab. Okay, so at which position, that is SSTP plus S minus 1, and S indicating the position of dot more in SSN tab, so which is 1. So SSTP value is 1, okay, plus S, that is its index in SSN tab, that is 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2 minus 1. So the formula is SSTP plus S minus 1. So which is at position 1. I'm supposed to write the current MDT entry. So the current MDT entry happens to be 3. So we write here as 3. Okay, we have done this because dot more happens to be appearing in the label part of your statement. Next we take move m a register, which are part of your model statements and they are ordinary string. So we write here move m a register comma, and the next line, the next part of the line consists of ampersand x plus ampersand m. Now ampersand x is a parameter in PN tab at position 1 and ampersand m is a parameter, expansion time variable, at position 1 in the EVN tab. So we write here p comma hash 1 plus e comma hash 1. Okay, we are saying that we are referencing the parameter 1 in the parameter name table and we are referencing the expansion time variable 1 in the expansion name table. So increment the pointer by 1, go to the next line, and it is a set statement, and the set statement is written in MDT. It is ampersand m, so we write it as e comma hash 1 because this happens to be an expansion time variable. Then comes set, then e comma hash 1, okay, plus 1, okay, and okay, and then we increment the pointer by 1, so it is 5. Okay, so that is what we have done here. In place of ampersand m, we have accessed it by its index value depending on its position in EVN tab. Okay, next comes the if statement. Okay, the if statement is over here. Okay, so I will write here it as if, right, and then comes ampersand m not equal to ampersand n. So ampersand m means e comma hash 1, okay, then we write ne, and if I look at n happens to be a parameter in the parameter name table at position 2, so we will write here as p comma hash 2, okay, and this is hash 1 over here, okay, not 31, it is hash 1, right. And what does it say? Dot more, it's a sequencing symbol, so check your SSN tab, it's already there at position 1. So all you have to do here is you have to write here s comma hash 1. That means we are referencing the sequencing symbol in the name table at position 1. So this is how we make an entry for this if statement. So we are referencing by the index value at their appropriate table. The line following if happens to be men, so we write it as it is, and this becomes here men, and we increment the pointer by 1, which is 7. So we finished with this macro and we entered the body of the macro into our MDT. Because our hash KP value is 0, there are no keyword parameters, so KP DPT is set to 0 and SSTP is still retained as 1 because we've got some entry in SSN tab. Okay, now the first line following this MEND statement is start, so it compares start with clear. A match does not occur, so it enters this line as it is. Okay, next happens to be clear. Clear matches this macro name, so there is a macro call. Okay, so when there is a macro call, because we are having here expansion time variables, 3 data structures are going to be used. One is MEC is going to be set, and it is set to 1 because the MDTP value in MNT is set to 1. So if you look at our MNT, this MDTP value is 1 here, so that is why MEC is set to 1. Next, I have to prepare an AP tab with how many variables? That depends on hash pp plus hash kp, that is 2 plus 0 is 2. So I will have to prepare this table with 2 values. Okay, and what are those 2 values? If you look at the macro call, there are 2 values, one is a register and the next one is 3. So please enter them into our AP tab. So that is a register and this happens to be literal 3. Okay, and then we prepare one more table, and that table is EV tab. Okay, so how many EV tabs we are having? Again, that depends on our MNT. Our MNT is having only, in an MNT we have to look at the hash EV field, and it is having 1. So we have to prepare a table with how many values? With only 1. Okay, now let us use this MEC pointer and go to MDT. So when you see the first line, it says E comma hash 1 is set to 0. See, when we are doing the expansion, we only refer the tables like AP tab and EV tab and SS tab. Okay, we don't refer tables where n is written like pn tab, ssn tab or evn tab. Okay, so when we see the first line e comma hash 1 set to 0, what does this mean? This means that in our ev tab at position 1 we are supposed to enter the value of 0. Okay, after that by default or sequentially this number is incremented, MEC. Okay, so the next one is 2, next one is 2. So the next line is move our a register equal to 0. So this can be part of our expanded code. Okay, so we've got here move our a register comma literal 0. Okay, and then we increment MEC value, and that MEC value is now 3. At third position we have move M a register. So first I will write that. I will write here plus move M, okay, a register comma, now look here, we have here p comma hash 1, okay, plus e comma hash 1. Okay, so p comma hash 1 means the parameter in AP tab at the first position. Okay, and that happens to be a register. Actually this is not supposed to be an a register. This is supposed to be a variable called as a. Just make that correction. So if I want to clear 3 memory locations, not 3 registers but 3 memory locations, so see, if I say this clear as a, okay, then I will make this value also as a. Okay, just a minute. Okay, this is not an a register, this has supposed to be a. Okay, so here the actual parameter is a and not an a register, and here, okay, here also I've made a change, right? So where were we were at this particular line at 3. We've got move M a register, so I have written that line over here as it is. So move M a register, and then we say the parameter at position 1, the parameter at position 1 is a. So I'm going to write here this as a. Okay, the plus sign as it is, and then it says e comma hash 1. E comma hash 1 means go to the EV tab at position 1. What is the value? It is 0. So we will write here as 0. Okay, so next we increment the MEC value by 1, that is 4. Okay, now we go to the fourth line. It says that e comma hash 1 set e comma hash 1 plus 1. So we have to make an update in our EV tab. So we change this value or we increment this value by 1. The previous value was 0, so set that value to previous value plus 1. So this value becomes 1 over here. Okay, that is the only thing that we do. Okay, next the value of MEC is incremented by 1, so it becomes 5. Now it will check the value of e comma hash 1. So what's the value? The value is 1. We check 1 is not equal to p comma hash 2. Is 1 not equal to 2? That is not, it is not the case. So 1 is not equal to 3, sorry, that is p comma hash 2 means the parameter at position 2 in AP tab, the actual value is 3, and our the value in EV tab is 1. They are not one and the same. So where are we supposed to go? I need to go to that line where the sequencing symbol 1 appears as a label. So how to get that line? So see, this is s comma hash 1. So s comma hash 1 means go to your SS tab at position 1. What is the MDT entry? 3. So that is why MEC value is set to 3. So this is what happens when we process this line A if E comma hash 1 not equal to P comma hash 2 S comma hash 1. Okay, the change will be made only in the MEC. I will compare the value in EV tab with the value in AP tab at position 2, and if it is not equal, then I will change the MEC value to the value that is present in SS tab at position number 1, that was 3. So now because MEC is pointing to 3, please go to line number 3, so which says move MA register P comma hash 1 plus E comma hash 1. Okay, so P comma hash 1 over here, look at your AP tab, it is A, and E comma hash 1, if you look at your EV tab, it is 1. Okay, so I will write that line here. It says plus, okay, move M, okay, A register was already there, P comma hash 1 as A plus E comma hash 1 was 1. So this is how we do it, and after that we increment this MEC value by 1, so this becomes 4. So we go to line number 4, it says E comma hash 1 set E comma hash 1 plus 1. That means we have to increment the value at position 1 in the EV tab by 1, so this becomes 2. Okay, and next we increment MEC value by 1, which is 5. Now we will check the value in EV tab and the value at the actual value in the AP table at position 2. Are they not equal? So 2 is not equal to 3, so I need to change my MEC value. What value it change? See, this condition is becoming true. If this condition is true, the MEC value should be set to this, and if the condition is becoming false, I have got to go to the next line. So MEC value should be set to the next line in our MDT. Okay, but this condition is becoming 2, that is 2 is not equal to 3. So we are supposed to set the MEC value to the sequencing symbol that appears at position 1 in SS tab. So if you look at SS tab, at first position the MDT entry is 3, so this is going to become 3. Okay, now because this is 3, go to the third line, it says move M A register P comma hash 1 is A and E comma hash 1 now, which happens to be 2. So we need to write that in our expanded code. So we'll write here plus move M A register comma A plus 2. Okay, because here EV tab, because E comma hash 1, so if you look at EV tab at the value is 2. Now we increment this value by 1, so 4. So look at the fourth line, it says increment set means increment the previous value of the expansion variable at position 1 by 1. So we in EV tab, I will increment this value by 1. Okay, next we sequentially increment this value of MEC, and then we look at this line A if. Okay, if E comma hash 1 not equal to P comma hash 2. So E comma hash 1 is 3 and P comma hash 2 is 3. Now these values are one and the same, they are equal, so this condition goes false. Okay, so since this condition goes false, MEC is set to the MDT to the next MDT entry, which is 6. If this condition is true, then it has to be set to this value. Okay, how to get this value? Go to the sequencing table at position 1, you see what is the MDT entry. Okay, but now this condition is going false because 3 is equal to 3, so this condition has gone false, and that is why MEC value becomes 6. So I go to the 6th line and we see that it is met. So that means this particular macro call has been now, it has been expanded. Okay, now we go to the next line. The next line is end, there is no match here, so we stop. Okay, so this is our expanded code. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to clear 3 memory locations, A plus 1 and A plus 2. Okay, so this is, now see, the advantage of advanced macro facilities like expansion time variable is if I make this value from 3 to 5, then 2 more lines will be generated, including these lines, 2 more lines will be generated. So if I make it 10, then 10 more lines, there'll be a few more lines generated. Okay, so the macro body of the macro still remains the same, but I am able to generate as many lines I want in my expanded code. So advanced macro facilities like expansion time variables help us to achieve this.